Hi, my name is Reis, and I direct the Humanitarian Assistance Program at the Joseph Corbell School of International Studies. And in this brief video, I'm going to speak about 3 likely impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on humanitarian aid, both those that require it, as well as those organizations that are working to help those in need. So just to provide some background, humanitarian populations or individuals requiring humanitarian aid are estimated to be 1 in 45 people on this planet as of the end of 2019. So quite a significant amount of need in the world. Those individuals, especially those affected by conflict, those that have been displaced from their homes or have had to flee their homes, are generally considered to be at very high risk of infectious disease outbreaks because of the conditions in which they live, as well as their insufficient access to healthcare, food, water, etc. So the impacts of COVID-19 pandemic on humanitarian aid are likely to go beyond just the immediate crisis, but are likely to also have longer term effects. And 3 of those are likely to be an increased need. The current need already outstrips the capacity of the system. And as economies falter, as people's livelihoods are lost, this is going to only mean more need in the world, both immediately and well beyond the current crisis. A second likely impact is a reduced amount of funding for humanitarian aid. Humanitarian aid is really just a small fraction of international financial aid. Even before the current crisis, the levels of need outstripped the amount of resources that were available to meet them. And most of the funding for humanitarian aid comes from wealthier donor countries. As these countries experience their own negative financial impacts from COVID-19, they're likely to reduce the amount of funding, both in the short term as well as in the long term as they work to recover domestically. These impacts, therefore, can be felt beyond just the immediate crisis. And we saw that following the 2008 global economic crisis to some extent. And then a third impact, which we're already seeing, is that there is reduced humanitarian access to populations in need. The same steps that are being taken to restrict movement, to restrict the spread of the virus, are also likely and are beginning to impact the ability of humanitarian aid workers and organizations to get the people and materials that they need to places that where it can be useful. So border closures, lockdowns of ports of entry like airports and seaports, and other movement restrictions kind of internationally as well as within countries already mean that aid workers are unable to assist populations or get to where they need to get to provide help. So these are 3 of the, I think, biggest challenges that are likely to come out for the humanitarian system, both immediately and in the long term due to COVID-19. Thank you very much for listening.